Rose, how could you do that? Don't you know what's going to happen? This is going to end up in all the tabloids. I can see it now, right next to woman gives birth to Doc Severinsen look-alike. Dorothy Zbornak meets spacemen.
Why do you get all the credit? Girls!
He can belch out the chorus to Sweet Georgia Brown on one Dr. Pepper.
Well, I'm going to go talk to Swin. I'll just let him down gently. In the old country, when a woman dumps a man, the man...
Pencils down.
Where's everybody?
Just you and me, Blanche. Well, looks like we're finally at the crossroads.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean, I know you've been happy.
You're right.
Oh, okay, then it's all settled. They can stay. Oh, Detective Mullins, we decided you all can stay, so welcome to our home.
Thank you. We appreciate this very much. We'll be back early tomorrow to set up. And don't worry, you won't have to change your lifestyles because of us. All we'll need is a bedroom, a bathroom. We'll use the kitchen.
Grand investment, that's a $7,000 profit. Peppy gets the standard 20%, and we're left with a tidy sum for only 1 week's work.
So 20% is standard for a boxer?
It is if he doesn't speak English.
Ma, that's it. Forget it. Take him back.
To where? Customer service?
Have to do to get rid of him.
The next step is to ascertain the condition of your exterior. For this, I need to perform a cursory inspection of your subterranean substructure.
You mean crawl under the house?
Anybody can make it sound stupid.
Poor man, how does he face himself every day, knowing his life is devoted to killing?
Ma, what's wrong with you? You've been leaving the toilet seat up all week.
Thank God, I thought I was losing weight. Oh, girls, I have great news. I just talked to my daughter, Janet.
Really want to put this on a childish level of name-calling?
Yes.
So do I.
Traitor.
Tramp.
Backstabber.
Homewrecker.
Indian giver. I'm sorry, I just got caught up in the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention.
I had to call the band and beg for my job back.
You got it? Michael, that's wonderful.
Wonderful. It's humiliating.
Oh, Michael.
Look, I gotta catch a bus. You got my laundry?
Michael, I want you to know I think what your mother did was right. You may not see it now, but you'll realize it later.
You see, I am 44 years old.
Wow, this is great. I was afraid we wouldn't have anything in common. We're almost the same age.
Rose, you make her sound like an old woman. Actually, she's much closer to my age.
Lorraine, these are my roommates. That's Blanche Devereaux, Rose. Now,
some very extensive surgery here. Eyes, nose, stomach.
And breasts. I cut this out of a magazine. What do you think of those?
Very nice. The angle's a little steep for my personal taste, but they certainly do make a statement.
I think I had that once. How the heck did you ever catch it in your foot?
it's a very small tumor, Ma. I've had it for about 20 years.
A tumor, it sounds serious.
No. It's a very simple surgical procedure. As a matter of fact, I'd only be in...
I want you to know you're the only woman in my life.
That's a sack of cold chestnuts, mister. Blanche. Don't you blanch me, you lowlife. You think you can just roll into this town and have your way with every woman you want?
There was someone else besides me.
Oh, yes, that was me and that was Rose.
And me!
You slept with the sheriff?
No, I know. But, oh, I'm gonna miss you, honey. Oh, I'm gonna miss you. I just love to watch you. Whoa! It's an ancient Scandinavian midnight snack.
I guess after a night of pillaging and raping, a Viking wants a little something to go with his cocoa.
Well, the smell got awful. Yeah, just when you're about ready to throw up from the stench, that's when they're done. Who wants some? It was a reflex reaction. No, thank you, and goodbye.
Look, we had a chance to think about what we said last night, and we're real sorry. Must have been quite a shock finding us in your bathroom, huh? Won't you please accept our apologies?
All right, apology accepted.
Great.
Now you can buy
Other living things.
Oh, Rose, I don't think a guy who drives around with a fiberglass termite on the roof of his van ponders many deep questions.
Blanche, what's the matter?
Oh, girls, I'm just in ecstasy. My body is tingling all over. You will never guess what just happened.
We know what happened. Let us guess what part.
Oh, I better get the dessert.
She sure left in a hurry.
Hey, who told her to feed me cabbage?
Raise my daughter. You have no idea what I'm going through.
I gotta get out of here.
Don't worry about the dog. He's just playing.
Yeah, right. What did you do with Ida?
Fred, what Ma was trying to say is that you can't...
Out there.
Is this what impressed you?
Believe me, Dorothy, she's very bright.
Really?
I'm telling you, we were the only two in the bar who got the jokes on the cocktail napkins. Dorothy, I want you to meet our attorney, Tracy. Tracy, this is Dorothy.
Heidi-ho.
Oh, what am I gonna do? Listen, girls, don't one of you have a story about some man who wouldn't sleep with you?
Dolly, I sure don't.
Stop it.
I have a story that'll end all stories.
Oh, Rose, please. Busy with work, not answering the phone. You'll reach him. You always do.
Dorothy's right, you're worrying for nothing. I remember back in St. Olaf.
Hold it right there, Will Rogers. None of us is in the mood to hear one of those St. Olaf stories.
Well, then here's one against your will. But to show you I'm a good sport, I'll get right to the part that'll make Blanche feel better.
Because her mother was not in the Daughters of the Confederacy. Oh, how my heart went out to little Kathy Lee, standing there while our servants snickered at her servants. But Mama insisted I break off the friendship or I wouldn't get brand new riding boots for Christmas. So I did. Daddy!
Baby girl! Looking at you takes my breath away. Hair as shiny as the dew on a field of sunflowers. Eyes that sparkle blue in the Mississippi. And the prettiest smile on either side of the Mason-Dixon line.
Didn't I tell you my...
Tomorrow for that commercial.
I said she was family. I'd do anything for that girl.
Well, is everybody ready for a spirited game of Guggenspritzer?
Guggenspritzer, you said we were going to play Monopoly.
I said it was like Monopoly, only instead of Atlantic City, they used St. Olaf geography.
Virginia, you knew I was dating him. Then I had to go to the country to visit Aunt Augusta. When I got back, I had Poison Ivy and you had Tom. I loved that boy. I wanted to marry him. We were serious.
You only had 2 dates with him?
I was fast.
I swear, I didn't think that you liked him at...
News, I think we best all go warn the king.
And off they went. On their way, Henny Penny, Goosey Lucy, and Turkey Lurkey came upon Foxy Roxy.
Ladies, why are you in such a hurry? Stop.
Now you're going to have to scrimp and cut corners and find some way to pay for it.
I already have. The rent increase is going into effect tomorrow. All except Sophia.
Why not her?
The rent increase was her idea. Please protect us and watch over us in this our hour of need.
Amen.
Ah, Lucy. Hi. Oh, get in here. I want you to meet my friends. This is Sophia and Dorothy and Rose.
Nice to meet you, Lucy.
Let me get a...
Much on sex and relationships anyway.
You're right. I mean, what is sex, after all?
2 clunky old bodies thrashing around against each other. Like animals.
You get all sweaty and flushed.
hair gets mussed.
He was trying to, Rose. I saw Blanche's list.
Get your cap, get your beard, and get moving.
Rose! I had to stand in line for an hour to sit on his lap.
Tough Holly.
George, do you know why I'm going to New York with Jenny? Not just to help her, to be with someone who needs me. Think about it. Think about that. I've got the second half of my life to take care of. And I don't want to do it alone.
Oh, so.
Wait a minute, what's this here? To the fairest rose I've seen until tonight, Mr. Terrific.
He asked me out. We're going to dinner. Can you believe it?
No, actually not. You spent 30 seconds getting an autograph. You don't even know the guy.
Don't need something to do with my life. I never think of myself as old, but everyone else does. Maybe I am old and useless, and terrified.
Love you. Always.
Oh, God, I love you so much.
Line number 1, avoidance of social activities. Number 2, people who can't hear act forgetful. Ma forgot about these tickets?
Oh, that was just an excuse. Sophia's not really getting forgetful. Hot coffee coming through. Why, the wildest thing that ever passed through there was Ovaltine. But the best part of it was that hunk of a doctor who examined me. He's going to be in Florida in a few weeks.
Wherever she goes, she finds a man. So do hookers. Blanche, how was your appointment with Dr. Rosenzweig?
Well, I was so nervous that I just rushed right in there and pulled off my top and said, well, what do you think?
What did he say?
He said...
Surprise! Rose, look who's here. These are my colleagues from the English department. Gentlemen, this is Rose. Hi, Rose. Come on in. I'm just about to unwrap Rose's present here.
Oh, Mom, you don't have to do that right now.
Hey, don't let us spoil your birthday party. Go ahead and open it.
My bathrobe hanging there. Thinking only of his pleasure, I decided to slip into it. Oh, God, I looked so fetching. I could not wait for him to see me. So I emerged, framed in the doorway, and slowly let the bathrobe slide from my perfect body. And you know what he said to me?
Meanwhile, we really should get going.
Well, I'll call you next week, Mama. Happy Mother's Day.
Bye, sweetheart.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, right.
This stuff sounds a little better when you've got lapels and a vest.
Anyway, my clients are charged with trespass. But the only real crime they committed was their overzealous championing of the defenseless dolphin.
I'm not Charlie. I'm Arnie Peterson from Plainfield, New Jersey. If you like me, it's for who I am, not for who I remind you.
I do like you, Arnie Peterson.
I like you too, Rose Nyland.
Bornak, I'm beautiful, men find me desirable, and people want to be my friend.
Sorry, I confused you, honey. You're supposed to say 3 positive things that apply to you. You know, like you could say, I'm Dorothy Zbornak.
Brooks, could I see you for a moment?
You're mad, aren't you?
Don't listen to her, Blanche.
You grow a beard, Dorothy. Believe me, I woke up one morning, I looked like Arafat.
Oh,
I never grew a beard. You never grew brains either.
Well, I tell you, but you've kept me on hold all this time to tell me that it is sold out? No, I will not have a nice day.
Oh, darn, I was really counting on that concert. Now what do we do?
Don't worry, I'll make some calls. I got connections.
Ma, I'll handle it.
That was a cop. In a dress, without a gun. So basically what you have here is a crossing guard thing.
All right, all you gals are gonna get locked up in a closet. And us boys are going for a little walk.
Wow. Were you over activity?
Welcome back, sweetheart.
It all happened so fast. He grabbed her. She bit him. He stuffed her in his calamari wagon and sped away. And that, dear grandchildren, is how my parents met.
But it's not the one you're hoping, Blanche. It was the heater fogging up my car windows that night.
So, what can I bring you, sweetheart?
Don't you dare talk to him like that. Now you get out of here.
Blanche, I think...
That'd wait until all my friends are dead, too. The last thing I need is whispering at my funeral.
I can't believe you're reacting like this. We got so close this past week, I thought I could tell you anything.
Anything but this.
Well, Mama, I'm on a...
Very big winker.
It was more than a week. He came up to me and he put his big masculine arms around my tiny little waist.
I don't believe you.
What?
I don't believe that he put his big masculine arms around your...
Blanche, I thought you were in bed.
Oh, I couldn't sleep. It must be from living with old people. I've been going through my diaries. Just listen to this. March 3rd, 1967.
How many times can you bang your head against the wall before it starts to bleed?
9. Believe me, Dorothy, I know what you're going through. I once had a relationship with a man I couldn't get rid of. Every time I turned around, there he was, pathetically underfoot. Long...
What, Ma?
I always thought of us as the Gabors.
Well, I'm glad we had this little chat.
No. Hear me out. I'm Jolie, the mother. Your sister Gloria, she's Zsa Zsa. And Ava, well, Ava was, of course, your brother Phil.
Just doesn't like her.
Thank you, Rose. Incidentally, you look fat.
Well, I say the time for subtlety has passed. If you want this man, go after him.
No, don't worry about it, Mother. I'm leaving in the morning and I'm taking my baby with me.
A little more to the left. A little more to the left. And stones can break your bones, but cement pays homage to tradition. All right, Dorothy, I think it would be a good idea if we rehearsed how you're going to break up with Stan tonight. Okay, I'll be Stan. I didn't know you were doing...
Ma? Pop, come on, you're gonna be late for the party.
We'll be there in about an hour, Dorothy. Oh, Salvador. Dorothy,
I was afraid it might be too much excitement.
Did
Did you have to help with the milking?
Oh, yes, until my father got a milking machine.
Oh, thank goodness for the milking
Difficult
machine.
as it is to tear myself away, I really have to get ready for work.
Yes, me too. I don't have to be in till late.
So what do you do for a living? Bill. Oh, who cares?
May I have your attention, please? We'd like to get started. Cindy Lou People?
You look incredible. Well, thank you. You remember our career?
Wasn't this in my time? When I see he is holding a machine gun, so I decide to take his advice. I move, rat-a-tat-tat, everybody's falling like flies on your Aunt Regine.
You're letting your imagination run wild, Papa. This is Chicago, not Sicily. You're just a little...
And the point, Aesop?
I thought Miles was a chihuahua.
Is it safe? Come in. Ma's at the drugstore. Come in, but make it quick.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, let's go. I really feel so terrible about running out on Ma like that.
I don't.
Hey, give it a...
We don't want to lose him.
Bye-bye.
I better get to the office.
We're not done yet.
Couldn't it wait?
Well, no, it cannot wait. George, the kids are gone. You're never here. I have nothing to do anymore.
What do your friends do?
Shop, have lunch, some play golf, some have affairs.
Which ones are having affairs?
Oh, I don't know.
Come on. Blanche, let me ask you a question. Are you allowed to go back to Chattanooga?
Are you kidding? The sheriff still rides. All right out of here, aren't you?
Well, excuse me for living Anita Bryant.
Couldn't we please get married already so I can get in on the hugging?
Places.
Oh, Sophia, honey, I want to wish you all the happiness in the world. Thank you.
This is our slumber chamber, and here's my card. How may I be of service to you?
Well, Mr. Pfeiffer...
That's Pfeiffer. The P is not silent.
Mr. Pfeiffer...
Come on, give us a hug.
Oh, Trudy, it's so good to see you again. Honey, I want you to meet my roommates, Rose and Blanche.
It's a pleasure.
Oh, Dorothy's told us so much about you.
All good, I hope.
Well, actually...
Sit.
Yeah, neither do I, but I'll tell you, if ever I sleep with Mr. Wizard, I'll find out what... Oh, I'm sorry, honey. It's just, last night should not have happened, but it did. And it obviously means more to Stan than it does to me. I mean, right now he's hurt and he's vulnerable.
Why didn't you tell him that this morning?
Margaret Weinstein did the same thing when they changed her medication.
Do you think she could take Dorothy's place in the recital?
Oh, come on, honey, I'll be fine by next week.
Maybe you should have it checked by a doctor.
Oh, come on. It's a very simple thing that comes and goes. I've had it for years. I mean, it's... Cocoa?
With little marshmallows.
Marshmallows, Rose, you trollop.
Dorothy, what kind of guy would you like the second time around?
Somebody to get old with.
Thank you. Bye. The doctor says it's the first time he's ever been called because a baby was sleeping in the day. And then I think he called me an idiot.
Hurricane supplies coming through.
What makes you so certain about the storm, Sophia?
Because I'm old. I know. I've seen everything twice. Except Bonfire of the Vanities. Woof.
Now listen.
Oh, I see your point. Well, what about this? Miami is nice, so I'll say it thrice.
Right, who the hell says thrice?
It's a word.
So is interuterine.
Good, I get him a scotch and we go in the closet.
No, it's about Stan and me.
You know something, Dorothy? On your wedding day, Sophia told me, she said your marriage is never gonna last. That made me very sad. And now to see you and Stan is so happy.
To hell with this town. Come away with me.
But Biff, you're a drifter. How can I just pull up stakes and run off with you?
Please reconsider.
Stan, about what you said.
Hey, Dorothy, I was kidding. It was a joke.
That's what I figured.
You didn't take a minute, did you?
No, it'll help, Rose. Of course we'll do it.
Oh, thank you. You are the best friends I've ever had. Now, before I lose the nerve, I better make the plane reservations.
Did she say plane reservations? I thought her aunt lived in Fort Lauderdale.
She did, Big Mouth, but she's being buried in the Bahamas where she spent her winters. Damn! Oh, here you are. All right, Rose, I have something to say to you now, and I want you to pay attention. Listen to me, honey.
Blanche, I'm sorry.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry, too.
Oh, no, but I'm really sorry.
Oh, girls, I am so sorry.
No, we're the ones that are sick.
Mom, dinner was delicious.
Oh, it certainly was. You must have spent all day in that kitchen.
Oh, no, it's a simple recipe. You just take some mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables and ground lamb and throw them all together. Where we come from, it's called shepherd's pie. Where I come from, it's called garbage.
I detect a little sibling rivalry.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I've just always had the feeling that my parents liked Gloria better than they liked me.
Oh, I know for a fact my parents liked my sisters better than they did me.
Oh, Blanche, that's silly.
How could you know a thing like that? They told me.
Oh, Blanche, I can't believe it.
You know, that popcorn reminds me of Rex's drive-in out at the lake. You remember the night my date and I parked right next to you and your date? Pretty soon it got to be a contest who could fog up whose car the fastest. I think you won.
You weren't doing too badly considering.
From the Elvis Presley fan club. Oh, my hands are shaking. Dorothy, you read it.
Dear Rosen Island, your application to start an unauthorized chapter of the Elvis Presley Hunka Hunka Burning Love fan club in your neighborhood and/or trailer park has been accepted.
This is the happiest, most fulfilling day of my life.
What'd he say?
He said that since Emily's parents left her in our care, we do have two options. We can either wait for the Children's Protective Services to contact us, which should take about 48 hours, or we can take her in.
Take her in. Where?
Around the inseam, Rose. For the police! I brought you an extra blanket.
Thank you.
Seems like old times, huh?
Oh, I love this house. I love this room. I just feel so safe here. After I visit Mom in the hospital, I always was so glad to come back here. Now here I am again. Only this time...
Good people.
Oh, you know how I feel about organized religion. It makes me crazy. And I do not want Sarah's head filled with stories about a God who may or may not exist.
Well, honey, of course he exists. Just look at the beautiful sky, the majestic trees. God created man and gave him a heart and a mind and thighs that could crack walnuts.
Wouldn't it, Blanche? I mean, Reagan's only responsible for half the problem. I have to write to Gorbachev, too.
Rose, honey, you can't be serious.
Dorothy, I'm taking my troop on a camp out in 2 weeks. I don't want this nuclear nonsense spoiling our fun. A well-written, thoughtful for a couple of hours. If I had asked, would you have said yes? No. There you go.
That is why Blanche ran out of gas. You'd been driving her car, hadn't you?
You know how embarrassing it is to drive a car with a bumper sticker that says, "So many men, so little time"?
People from Minnesota are honest. They don't lie. What could you possibly find to lie about on a farm? Must be some state. Lots of lakes and nice pale people. I'd drown myself.
I better be going, and if you decide to go ahead with it, I'll see you in Atlanta in a few days. Are you scared? Terrified? I guess anybody would be. I guess. Blanche?
House while I pick up Angela.
Whatever you say.
Ma, get away from the back door.
You got eyes in the back of your head or what?
Now, why can't you just relax and enjoy your surprise?
Because the last surprise I got was when I walked in on your cousin Vito parading around on my girdle.
Hit it. Most upsetting thing you have ever done. I am shocked. I am disappointed. I am speechless.
We're getting married.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
What would I do without her? I want her here with me all the rest of my life, and I want to be there with her too. So here I am, and there's going to be some changes made, and I love you, and what the hell are you doing opening a door in New York City without saying who's there?
I wasn't gonna stay here, George. I missed you.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. It's all those other people.
Was it some kind of accident? No, don't tell me. If I get upset, I'll eat.
What happened, Rose?
They closed the center.
Not your grief counseling center.
No, the Kennedy Space Center. She wanted to be the first Lutheran on the moon.
Oh, you're out of a job. Don't I always?
I thought maybe you forgot.
I never forget.
But I hate nectarines.
You have to eat.
Sophia, it doesn't matter. You know that.
Crazy talk. Comes from not eating enough fresh fruit. Here.
Sophia, once they goofed up my blood with that transfusion.
Blanche, last weekend you ate so many pudding pops, you could have built the Eiffel Tower from the sticks.
That is not what I meant. I meant everything just hangs on me.
Of course it does. That's why you have to cover it with a dress.
Huh?
The best. Going home brought back a lot of nice memories. And at my age, it's nice to have someone to share it with. Oh, I almost forgot. Here, this is for you.
Your antique earrings.
Without telling me all the time. How do you think I got pregnant with your brother Phil?
Just remember, Dorothy, I'll handle everything. I'm a salesman. I deal with people all the time. I know exactly what I'm doing. Shut up, Stan. Mellow out.
A jerk.
Thanks, Ma. Thanks. That really makes me feel a lot better.
Don't get smart with your mother. Listen, Dorothy, I love you dearly, but you're not the first woman to be dumped by her husband.
Oh, Ma, it's not what he did. I mean, I've learned to live with that. It's the way he did it. The least he could have done was...
I'm only doing this because you said you're in a jam.
Sir, we have $1,700 cash. That's it.
I'll take it.
Give him the money, Sophia.
But my TV. How about $100 and we'll show you a good time?
Give him the money. I'm telling you, when he rubbed his legs together, you'd swear you were on a camping trip.
Okay, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me you are personally acquainted with men who do bodily harm to private citizens for money?
I can't deny it, Sophia. Yes.
Oh, but you just look at him.
Mrs. Devereaux, that's the umbilical cord.
Oh, well, look at her. Oh, look at this Becky. She's wonderful.
Oh, my gosh. She's almost... Same cup?
Stanley, go into the kitchen. I want to talk to Ma in private. I'm sorry, Ma. I know I've disappointed you.
How could you let this happen, Dorothy? How could you throw everything away for an hour's worth of passion?
I don't know. It just sort of... What do you mean?
He knows Phil like a book.
No charge. This morning, I just couldn't go to the drugstore without giving you this.
Well, thank you. Oh, why are you going to the drugstore?
I'm your pharmacist.
You're Bill. Bill the pharmacist.
Bill, the man in your life. I'll pick you up after work. Goodbye, my love.
Hear his voice like he was standing next to me. Sophia, take a chance. Go for it. I didn't mean to hurt you, pussycat. I guess I did it for your father.
Come on. That's a load of crap.
That story really got around. I must have heard it 100 times. Everybody thought it was a big joke.
Well, that must have hurt.
It hurt a lot, and it made me angry. I was so mad I refused to make strudel for a year.
That's not so bad.
Send the judge over here. This woman is trying to put us to sleep.
You're just exhausted and you're trying to blame it on me.
Exhausted? I'll show you who's exhausted. Maestro, how about something with a little octane? Okay. About her. You know, this new lifestyle is probably harder on her than it is on us.
What do you mean harder on her? We're the ones who have to carry all the responsibility around here while she's out there eating life.
I ate life once. Not a bad cereal. When we run out of shredded wheat, let's give it a try.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is.
Good. I've already got that box checked on this form. Now, in this case, we've done most of the research at the base, so I just have a couple of routine questions to follow up.
So, as is tradition, I am ready to accept your various gifts and offerings. You may begin, Dorothy.
I appreciate your sense of ritual, Ma, but just so you know, I still have Shady Pines on the speed dial. They told us to get out of the way when they took the winner's picture with Anita Bryant.
Oh, for those old judges, no, I'd love to hear your song.
Oh, forget it, Blanche.
Please.
Oh, no, the whole experience was too painful.
Please.
We just want to put it out of our minds.
Please.
Hit it, Rose.
Question. It has to do with honesty, friendship, love, hate, all the biggies.
So what should I do?
Please. Socrates sat under an olive tree in a sheet for years thinking about this kind of stuff. I'm a poor immigrant with a third-grade education. Give me 2 minutes.
They said they could stop it if they could sacrifice the town's dumbest virgin. I don't know why I raised my hand. It must have just been the excitement of the moment. But they said the only...
That boy had exceptional control. He was always up for extra innings. And his delivery,
All right!
At 2, Judas.
No, it's me, Rose. So you two found out about this thing too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Well, let me give you a little friendly advice. You're wasting your time. Because I'm probably the most patient person you know. Go ahead, try to think of somebody else. I'll wait.
You tell me honestly, you don't think there's something lacking in this relationship?
No. I think you're a kind, generous, caring man. As far as this physical.
Because all you got were bills. Listen to this part at the end. Tell me if you think Joanne's a lesbian.
Hi, Sophia. Hi, Dorothy. Guess what I've got?
A friend who's a lesbian?
Better. I picked up on...
Oh, when Stan and I were married, Stan was crying, I was crying, Ma was crying, all for different reasons. But if you didn't know us, it looked touching. Oh, Stan and I are getting married again. I mean, I've done this before. Why am I so nervous?
I always...
Well, we've been married for 18 years. And up until then, everything had seemed so perfect. And then one night it happened. He came home, had dinner, walked upstairs, and went to sleep. I went into the bathroom and cried my eyes out.
Not going to be easy to fake a fight with you.
What?
Now, I want you to promise that you're not going to laugh, but these past 3 days have been the lightest and the brightest that I've known since Edna passed. And I just want to thank you.
I'm glad. Skipping all through this house so carefree. I can almost hear her laughing. You know, I can almost feel her spirit here. And if I can feel her spirit here, then why is it so ridiculous that Blanche feels the spirit of her
$10,000? I can't afford that, not even if I use up all my hot tub money.
Well, I guess you'll just have to lose a renter. Hey, you got 48 hours.
Hey, Don, wait. All right, I'm going to catch him, but you're going to sleep with him.
As for the guests.
All right. There's my little girl.
Daddy, I can't believe it's you.
Daddy? You mean you're dead, Daddy?
Yes.
You see what lengths people went to come to your wedding.
I heard you were...
I win.
We don't have a dictionary.
Yes, we do.
Not anymore. The robbers took it.
They stole our dictionary?
That's right. Too bad.
Ma, dizdam is not a word. You made it up.
It's a word.
Fine. Use it in a sentence.
I bet it'll be easier than you think.
Yeah, especially now that you have an alternative. If things get too tough at home, you can always come here and live with us.
Well,
Bye, Connie.
bye, honey.
Dorothy,
I love Bunny.
please.
You know something, Dorothy? You don't have to tell me this if you don't want to. But underneath it all, you believe in them, don't you? You did from the very beginning. Oh, I'm glad.
Because I was Mrs. Lucky and never knew it. What about the present Mrs. Lucky? Does she know what a maggot you are?
Magnet, Dorothy, magnet.
Hey, Dad. I'll be with you in a second. Ma, could I see you in...
It's nice to match the name up with a face.
Father, won't you sit down? And would you like something to drink?
Tea would be lovely if it's no trouble.
No, not at all. I already had some boiling water on account of this cyst on my bum.
Dorothy, as you're already...
Where have you been? You know what time it is?
9 o'clock.
In your dreams. You take the wrong bus again? Never mind, you didn't miss anything.
What do you think you're doing?
I think I'm crocheting, but to tell you the God's honest truth, I wouldn't swear to it.
I'm so sorry for the intrusion. Frida Claxton, wasn't she the one who owned that old house on Richmond Street? Yes. We're talking about the sacred institution of marriage here. Are you willing to sacrifice the happiness of these two kids for the almighty dollar? Yes. I just wanted to be sure we were in agreement. Ramon, I'm going to put Priscilla on now.
That's right. Well, it's true. Now, I learned that during my sorority years when I was dating Mr. Preston Bougainvillea. Lord, the teasing that boy put up with.
Because of his name.
No, because of his ears. He had these long, floppy ears. Kind of like a bat.
Dorothy in her wedding gown. Look how scared the groom looks.
Come on, Blanche, you're on in 1 minute. You sit over there, and Dorothy, you get touched up, and Sophia, come on, I'll see if I can find you a seat in the audience. Hurry up, honey.
Bluff. That was no bluff. I meant every word of it. I would love to have a chance to raise David. I might make up for the mess I made with Janet. I still wish you'd let us drive you to the airport.
Oh, my cab's already here.
Her pouty lips, her flaxen hair, her flawless alabaster skin, her proud breasts seem to be saying, is it just me or is it cold in here?
So?
Pouty, flaxen, proud. What do you need, a photograph? This book is a...
What do you think I'm saying?
Well, I think you're saying you want your ring on your girl.
Yes.
Laszlo.
Rose, I have to ask you something.
Oh, I know what it is. You're going to ask me to pose for you, too.
No, I'm not.
Oh. Oh, well, I'm so embarrassed.
That's it! That's exactly the quality I want to capture. Oh, take
and Lucy's.
What about you, Rose?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I use a touch of peroxide.
Shut up, Rose.
You shut up! Now, stop it! Stop it! I cannot stand it anymore.
You know what I can't stand anymore? That phony accent of yours. What is this, designing women?
Your friend, Rose Nyland. P.S. Don't call the president in the afternoon. I hear that's when he takes naps.
Honey, that was really beautiful. It's a shame.
And a crackling fire, and my God, Dorothy, it must be 120 in here.
Morning, Rose.
Dorothy, sometimes you can be so cruel. Honey, what's the matter?
Everything.
I would just be happier checking you into a hospital where I don't happen to be very popular with the staff.
And that means more to you than being there at the most important moment of my life.
Oh, Blanche, there are so many hospitals in Miami. Maybe you can find one where you haven't volunteered?
Pay attention. You're in for a treat.
Oh, Ma, not another act.
No, Dorothy, not just another act, the act. I've taken a classic and reworked it Sophia style. Thanks for the Medicare. Darn, I hate fog. Why, you spent most of your life in one.
I meant if it were clearer, we could see Mount Lusenbaden.
What's Mount Lusenbaden?
It's kind of like Mount Rushmore, except they sculpted 4 losers of presidential elections in the mountainside. Let's see, there was Alf Landon, Wendell Willkie, and Ed...
Sacrificial dagger. That could prove to be significant. Undoubtedly, the weapon used to kill Mrs. Forsyth. But obviously, her husband was shot.
Then there must be a gun.
South Side?
Relatives that get to come to visit.
I wonder who that could be.
I'm sure it's no one.
Hi, it's me, Stan.
See, what did I tell you? Stanley, what do you want?
I need to borrow a car.
No.
Doesn't anybody want to know why I need to borrow a car?
No.
Oh, fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
I'm not here for me, it's for a friend.
How did things go at the doctor's, Sophia?
He said I had the body of a 40-year-old. dead 40-year-old.
The doctor's going to be a little while. I guess we ought to sit down. I suppose it's safe.
Well,
Yeah. I guess this is it.
right.
Come on. Vincenzo says he's finished. He wants us to take a look.
Fine.
Don't believe it.
This is terrible.
Well, I'll admit it's a little drab, but with some plants and some nice
It's a
furniture.
garage, you twit. Of course not.
Of course not. I'm strictly cheerleaders, wild parties, and hot tubs.
Hey, Stan, before I forget, a deal's a deal. Here's your 50.
That's okay, Sophia. This one's on the house.
No, just skip it. We're late. This is so stupid.
What's the big deal? I can go check.
No, there's no time. You're the one that's going to be embarrassed, not me. I'll be waiting in the car.
Boy, he makes Wallace Beery look like Adolphe Menjou.
Has been a long time.
You've got a career, you're attractive. Why do you always have to act like such a jackass?
Maybe I just never learned to be the great person my big sister was.
Oh, Holly.
It's true, Rose. You always had the friends. I didn't. You had boyfriends, girlfriends. You were friends with everyone.
His nose is dissolved, but it's definitely Fred Flintstone.
They're my vitamins.
Rose, I'm sorry I didn't trust you.
Oh, don't apologize.
But I misjudged you, Rose.
No, you didn't. Here are my pills. I took one last night.
But Rose, you got
checks anymore. Well, I can't afford to live without that pension.
Well, honey, now let's not panic. I'm sure they can't just cut you off.
She's right. There has to be a good explanation. Honey, you'll call them tomorrow. Everything will be fine.
Well, what if it's not? What if I can't pay my own way? What if I can't afford food? What if I have to sleep outside in some park? Inky dinky parlez-vous. Ah, nice people. Sophia, you didn't say anything about parties in the house.
Oh, so Peter and Maddie having a few friends over. We're making a bundle.
Because you're good, and good can't see evil.
No, I am the evil one. I kissed Miles.
I know you kissed Miles. I saw you.
No, before that. It was earlier and longer.
Rose, it just happened. I mean, evil took over my lips. I feel so guilty.
We both.
You know, a man. No. Yes.
What about your father? You mean you never saw your father?
My father? Oh, no, my father? Oh, my goodness, no, I would have simply died.
1920.
Bad year. Now, 1918.
I said 1920.
Okay, 1920 it is, the year I sailed for America. Ah, America. The land of opportunity where the streets were paved with gold. And a young man named Irving Berlin was writing songs.
Got drunk and started slow dancing with the corpse. But even then, it was surprisingly touching.
And speaking of being touched, it's nickel beer night at the Rusty Anchor. I'm going to get my purse. You get changed because we're going.
Oh, Blanche, what if no one there wants to talk to your daughter?
Oh, yeah. I need a bromo seltzer.
I need a cheesecake.
Blanche, I hate to see you and Sophia fighting like that.
Straight in the kitchen with the kid.
Oh, I'll get it.
Freeze! Don't go near that door. Give me that thing. Hello, Frank, darling. How do I look?
It's all wrong, Blanche. The baby doesn't...
When can we see our doctor?
Are you related to the patient?
No, they're not.
Well, I'm sorry. Only relatives can see the patient.
This is a very serious operation, but we are going to do the best that we can.
Can I see my mother first?
Of course.
Only could she twirl that baton like a propeller, but she knew every chair in the county. And she could twist her body into the shape of the letter R. Well, finally Charmaine decided it was her turn to be in the spotlight. So she challenged me to compete against...
Wanted to.
You mean she has the energy, just not the desire?
Exactly. You know, her mother lived to be 94 and was active right up until the very end. I remember when Grandma was in a wheelchair, she was on the go from morning till night. But she always had time to talk to her grandchildren. Gee, if I close my eyes, I can...
Look sick.
She should go, they believe her.
Blanche, you look terrible. What day is this? I've been up for 72 hours. I had a breakthrough. I discovered a new form of writing.
I finally called it quits at the deli. Sold it all. Locks, stock, and barrel. Get it? Locks.
He made up that joke yesterday, but it's just as funny now as it was then.
Some jokes are timeless. So tell me, Al, what do you intend?
Well, okay. This is Jerry Kennedy saying good night, and remember, wherever there's news, I'll be here.
And then when he asks you who does good body work, you give him your phone number.
And this really works?
Well, not this time. I had this really cute guy in a Jag lined up when this dork in a duster cut in front of me. And I nicked him in...
Let's drive to Disney World and ride the teacups.
Oh, too wild, Rose.
Hey, I know a bar over in Cocoa Beach where you can pick up over-the-hill astronauts.
Or there's some rocky road in the...
Blanche, how could you possibly think that this would help Rose decide what to do about Miles being ill in the hospital?
Oh, Blanche, God bless you. I see it all so clearly now. I don't care what Miles does. I'm going to be at that hospital tomorrow.
Manager just told me they're turning the airwaves over to the National Weather Service. This studio has been designated an official hurricane shelter.
Oh, well, fine. But before I go, I would like to make one final plea. Now, I know there is goodness in your heart, and I know you want to give. Well, I am ready to take anything you have to offer.
Let's just say she's been around the block.
Here we go, James. Let's put the pedal to the metal.
I can't believe anything that beautiful is so cheap.
I can settle this.
All right, Dorothy, tell her who it's going to be.
It's going to be me.
You too?
He asked me last Thursday.
Well, I have so little time. While we're here together, we must cherish each and every moment. Now, this plate represents the old me. I feel really service. You know, back home we didn't have a community organization for females. Unless you count Miss Maggie's house on the hill. Those girls would stand on their heads for you. Of course, I heard that cost you $10 extra.
You said about Blanche?
Yes, Ma.
Tell her a cockamamie banquet is for her and get it over with.
I can't. I was sworn to secrecy. Hi, Blanche.
Eat dirt and die trash.
Just hold it right there, Blanche.
Look, you stay out of this, Ma.
That bank which you're so mad about?
You know, since Ron and Nasty moved back to California, we've had earthquakes almost every day. Do you think God could be a Democrat? But earthquakes don't bother the president. If Sam Donaldson couldn't shake him up, nothing will.
Oh, sorry, darling. I didn't mean to wake you.
Well, that's all right. I waited up for you.
I'm glad you did. I've been working on a new...
And make it better. I'm going to tell my boss off. That's not quite what I got out of it, Sophia. I thought you were trying to tell me to dump my cheating boyfriend because there's lots of pepperoni in the sea. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to tell you. Thank you, Sophia. How about you, Dorothy? Did I help you with your problem?
You sure did, Ma.
Girls, I think I have my opening for the roast. Listen. Good evening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your Cornish game hen.
What's so funny about that?
Hello, Madge.
That's Blanche.
Oh, didn't I say that? This is my date, Norman. He's a student in my creative writing course.
I didn't know you taught high school.
Norman and I are the same age, spiritually.
Hey, listen, if you can get him to buy...
Our relationship, he said he hoped I wasn't seeing anyone else. I just don't know.
I think you should go for it. See it through. Blanche, so many times you drop somebody without ever knowing what it could turn into. Sometimes you have to take a chance.
I just don't know if I'm ready for that kind of risk.
A little risk only heightens the thrill.
This thing, they renewed their marriage vows. You two should do that. You've got a priest right here. It'd be perfect. It's sweet, it's romantic, it's spontaneous. It's the dumbest idea I've ever had.
I think it's a great idea.
What?